Hey everybody, I'm Jason and welcome to my channel. This week I'm going over my 2002 BMW F650CS and getting it ready for the riding season. It's officially spring and the weather here in southern Ontario is supposed to be beautiful next week, so I want to be ready. As always, if you like this video, I would really appreciate it if you would subscribe and click on the like button. It really helps my channel to grow. Alright, let's get to it. First thing we want to do is to get the seat off and then all the plastic. This bike is kind of encased in all this plastic fairing, and it looks nice and everything, but it's kind of hard to work on. So it all comes off pretty easily. Just a little bit of time and patience. Really love this little storage box. It was brand new when I got the bike. The previous owner bought it. So it locks up. Same key as the ignition. Turn it, push the button, up it comes, and you pull this, pull that, and out it comes. I have to admit I was really lucky when I got this bike. It came with the full toolkit, including these little security Allen wrenches, or stars, or whatever they are. You need them to get this stuff off. These things are looking a little bit rough. I think I'd like to maybe give them a little wet sand and paint them. They're not, I don't know, they're not solid plastic. They're kind of soft, but not really. Somebody's painted them in the past, and they're looking a little rough. I think they'd look good black, though. We'll see. Alright, there's two little bolts. They're hiding underneath the fairing here. And then the last one holding everything together is the one that holds these lights on, actually. And then unplug it, out, then the plastic's off that side. Now we've got access to everything under here. So I've already done a video on changing the coolant and the oil, so I'm not going to bother showing you that. I am going to change the oil. The coolant should be fine, but I am going to do a bunch of other stuff here that well, just needs to be done. All right, if you're new to this channel, you might not realize that last year I had to rebuild the starting button. The internal contacts just got really dirty, and I had to take it off and rebuild it. So the problem I had afterwards is the mechanism has two plugs. The first one is for the starting button, and the second one is for the heated hand grips. With the plastic on, I could not get that far plug in the heated hand grips, so I kind of lived without them for the fall. But now that I've got the plastic off, I can get those hooked up. Okay, let's just give her a quick burp, make sure that everything's working. Yep, starter engages. Let's check horn here. Uh-oh, no horn. Why isn't there a horn? Let's see what's going on here. That in there. And we'll put that in there. Okay. I got 12 volts on the meter, so I've got this horn off of my XL600 actually. Let's see. Yeah, it works. So, problem's the horn. That shouldn't be a big deal. I probably got one laying around, or I could put that one on for now if I wanted.
You making my dog bark?
Yep. Okay, I'd like to get into the brakes on the rear here, take them apart, give them a good clean up, and I think I'm going to take the tire off to do that. I think I have to take the tire off to do that. So in order to take the tire off, of course, I have to take the muffler off. So it looks like it just comes off at this clamp and then at this hanger here, which is the rear foot peg. That comes off, and then I can get to the tires. So let's hope. Let's hope. That wasn't so bad. Well, according to the manual, I am supposed to insert the screwdriver into this slot of this plastic cap here and pop it out. Which, look at that, it worked. And then I'm supposed to take the same screwdriver and take out this clip here somehow. There we go. Look at that. And then this great big nut comes off, wait for it, with this tool that is included with the bike. It's under the seat with the tool kit. It just goes on like so and somehow comes off. So they call this a 27 to 55 millimeter adapter, which, yeah, I can go along with that. I guess there's no reason why it would be a left-hand thread because it's locked in, right? Let's give it a shot, see what happens. Hey, there it came. Let's see what we got going here. We got thrust washer. We got another one outside, and yet it was facing inside. Isn't that interesting? That came off like that, but this says outside. That should go on like that. Pay attention. And then what's this here? Oh, I see. It's a tapered thing. Must be to hold it in. Oh yeah, so it centers it. Neat. Now that can come off. There we go. And there, my friends, is the rear brake. Okay, the rear caliper is held on with 2 Allen head bolts. 6 millimeter fits it, I hope. I don't know if I got enough. Well, they don't leave you much room here, do they? Yeah. There it came. There's one. And let's see if we get the second one. Here we go. Oh, it came too. Hey, that wasn't that bad. Now I should be able to get them from in here. Go. Okay. Brembo. This is what we want. Right on. Now I think I'm just going to leave the line on. I don't feel like getting into that. But I would like to take the pads out, give everything a little clean up, make sure everything's sliding nice. Was kind of a little bit of a hang up there, but not too bad. And I'd like to flush all of the fluid out because it's looking kind of dark and gross. So that's the point of this whole thing. Okay, so let's just give these pads a little clean up. And we're not going to put them back in dirty, right? Okay, let's take a look here. So these are the wear marks. See this bevel in the corner? All right. If that bevel, if you can't see that, it's wore down to the point where it's gone. There's be just a little bit left. Then you have to replace it. But as long as you can see that bevel, you've got life left, and there's lots of life left in these. Yeah, they look good. Okay, let's check this one. Same thing. See, there's that bevel right there in the corner. Yep, those look good. Yep, those are awesome. Let's see what we got here. Brembo. Those are Brembo brakes. Look at that. Neat. Yeah, this is the pin. Got a bit of crap and garbage on it, so I'll put that through the wire brush. Shine it up nice. The caliper looks okay. I'll just get a nylon brush and a air hose and just blow all that stuff out of there. I didn't get a new set of seals or anything, so I don't want to play around with it too much. I know that it works, and that's all that matters. I'm gonna bleed it, so I'll just to change the fluid. So maybe I'll push that back in just a little bit, and let it reset itself when I put it back on. Oh, come on, baby, you can come off of there. See if I've got a little rubber hose. It'll fit on that. I'm not sure if I do or if I don't. Could use a little cleanup too. Okay, that's a little tensioner spring. Let's give it just a little love. Just pop back. One. Two. There's the pin all cleaned up. And just before I put the caliper on, I just take a little bit of emery cloth and I just basically knock off any rust that I see. You know, you're not really doing much to the brake, but I don't know, it buffs it up a little bit. Getting rid of rust is always good. You don't want anything between your pads and your rotor. You know, just give her a little rub down. And both sides, of course. Nothing crazy. And while I'm here, I might as well give the swing arm and everything a little clean up, because you can't always get to this. Tire on, and brake in place. Yeah, you know, just want to clean up the brake dust, make it look nice. You want your bike to look nice. Pretty stained though. So the last thing I want to do is to flush the old brake fluid out because it's looking a little bit dark, and put some new stuff in. So I'm just going to crack that. Okay. Get this stuff purged out as best I can. Yeah, it's in .4 fluid. Yeah, you can see that this stuff's more clear There's a little bit of sediment in there too I'd like to maybe work out. Top it up to max. Right there. Now I took a paper towel and I wiped the inside of this because there was a whole bunch of sediment sitting on the bottom. Got rid of all of that. And I think we're good to go, man. I think this is going to be just fine. Certainly a lot better than that old fluid that was starting to look a little bit dark and had kind of stuff floating around that. So that's no good. Okay. Just like that. Yep, so here's the old stuff. See, it's darker. It's kind of milky. That's because it's all stirred up. Now there might be some air bubbles in there too, I guess, but definitely it was time for this stuff to be cycled out. Just before I put the rim back on, we'll see if we can't get some of this brake dust out of the inside. You can't really get to this, eh? When the tire's on, it's all the crap in there. You just can't reach it. It's just out of the way, right? The brake being there and everything. So just take a few minutes, soak her down, brush, get as much as we can. Oh, sorry, roll this. Rear wheel, rear brake, done. Gonna hold off on putting the exhaust back on till a little bit later. I'd like to give it a good cleaning, and that's gonna take a while. I'll have to use my, my buffing wheel, give it a good cleanup. Let's see what we got going here. Got just over 20. Manual says 36 psi. So. What I do is I go through it a few times and I just check all the teeth just to make sure that they're all intact and they haven't been damaged. I look for cracks in in the plastic or in the rubber, and this belt looks great. I mean, it doesn't have all that many miles on it, but I do go through and I take a look. Also take a look at all of the sprocket teeth. Just to make sure that there's nothing going on. So I guess the worry is that you could get something, a rock or something could flip up in here and then get pinched in there and damage it. But this belt looks good, and it's always been good, so I'm not too worried about it. There's a special way to check the tension. I'm not quite sure how to do it. I don't have the special tool, but it's nice and tight, so I guess it's going to be good enough, right? The most important thing is it always seems to be about the same tension as it loosened up over the years. Since I've got the air line out and ready to go, why don't I just do the front tire right now? It's supposed to be 32 psi and it's at about 20. There you go. The front brake is a lot easier than the rear because I don't have to take the tire off. It's pretty dirty though, I'll tell you. See how this goes. Not too bad at all. Same deal as the rear. We'll take them apart, see how they look, give her a clean, put some new fluid in. Look at that. Oh, that's gross. Get that again, clean up. Okay, so on these ones, this groove is your wear indicator. So there's lots of life there. Yeah, they're in good shape. Brembo. Garbage in here. Not much. Spring out. Mods or something, I don't know. Yep. Cool. So, tap, and that little clip goes on. So, just like the rear wheel, we're gonna just take a little bit of time and clean up this rim while it's up on the stand. It's a lot easier. I'm also gonna try to see if I can't get these rusty bolts cleaned. All right, so these are the bolts that hold the front disc on to the wheel. They always get kind of rusty, you know, when they sit. So I'm just gonna give them a quick clean out. And then I've got these little stainless steel rotary brushes on the Dremel, and I've also got it on my DeWalt. Sometimes you want it fast, sometimes you want it slow. And then I've got my auto saw. So let's see how it goes. Okay, let's put it on there. Cool, that looks a lot better. That looks a lot better. Some brake clean just in case some of it gets onto the pad there, or onto the surface, but that's all right. Cool, yeah, that looks a lot better. A lot better. Okay, so I'm just gonna keep doing that. give this muffler a little love. This is the inside where I never actually get to clean. So what I'm going to do is I'll spray it down with some Dawn dish soap and get the big stuff off, and then I will go over the whole thing with Autosol, which is my preferred metal cleaner. Always does a great job. Now you can see it's heavily discolored down here. These are stainless steel, right? So I don't think that's ever going to come out, but I'll still give it a little hit and see what happens. Yeah, it feels good, but it's just discolored. I think that's going to be it for this video. I'm going to check the lights, of course, make sure everything's okay. I'm going to change the oil. Yes, I'm definitely going to do that. The filter. I'm going to make sure that, the bike is all looking good, but I've already made videos on that stuff. So I always feel better when I check the brakes like this, take them off and just go through them, give them a good clean. So the next thing, I guess, is to give the whole thing a nice clean. It's still snowing out. It's supposed to be nice next week, high of sort of 15 or 18 Celsius. So hopefully I can get it out then. But in the meantime, I'm just going to keep cleaning and getting it ready. All right, thank you very much for watching, and if you liked it, please subscribe.